What up, guys? Welcome to the Wedding Crashers podcast. We are your hosts, Kyle and Cameron, or Cameron and Kyle. I don't really mind either way. And we are here, and we had just recorded for 30 seconds, and I caught it early that you were not recording audio. And Cameron dropped the biggest bombshell on me. I had no idea that he was planning on doing a giveaway. Our retreat.
For our retreat, yep. And,
I was surprised the first time, and now we have to re-record.
You missed it. You missed the surprise. But nonetheless, a surprise. We are going to be giving away one ticket to our Oregon retreat this November. If you have not already, which I imagine you have, but if you have not already, I will go ahead and explain. November 17th through the 20th, Arch Cape, Oregon. We're going to have some amazing speakers there. We have John Bunn from Shifting Focus podcast, formerly known as the How to Film Weddings podcast. And we also have Boomer Bait
from Multiply
Sound.
Mm-hmm.
And also the Alignment Experience, an amazing lineup. We have multiple styled shoots and multiple different locations. We have cliffside, we have beach, we have forest. We're going to be having bonfires. Unfortunately, no fire dancers. That was
I'm so
pretty
glad
clear.
you let that go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still hope, right? I'm a glass half full kind of guy. But to stay on topic here, we're going to be giving one ticket to our retreat, okay? That means you get a spot in the Airbnb. You get to be a part of all of the education. You get to be a part of all of the shoots. You get to partake in the beautiful and delicious food and the overall experience of the Crash Out tour. So how you do this is you go to our school community. Okay, go to our website, weddingcrashers.co, and you'll find theweddingcrashers.co, and you will find the tab to our school community. Okay, go in there, join the community, and post in the community and say who you are, your name, your business, how long you've been filming, and something that you're excited about this year, and you'll be entered to win the giveaway to the Crash Out tour. So
nice.
Go and do that right now.
Boom.
Do not wait.
A giveaway.
And I will mention it. Well, maybe just wait till the end of the podcast, and then you could do it at the end. I will remind everybody
to the whole
end of
podcast.
Yeah,
but it's only a few months away now, which is wild. We're going to be in November, and I would hope to think that most people. I understand why people might wait a little bit because you don't know how your schedule is going to be. We made sure to put this on a Monday through Thursday. Monday through Thursday kind of deal as to avoid the wedding weekend. But yeah, I think we're close enough now where people now know more or less what their schedules are going to look like, if they're going to book any more weddings between now and then. We've done our homework. We've gone to Oregon ourselves. We scouted everything out. Yep. We had Boomer show us the lay of the land and the logistics of it, and everything is pretty freaking accessible to get to. And the Airbnbs, dude, we got so lucky with how that these are luxury Airbnbs that are literally on the water. Now, when I say literally, I don't mean literally by the literal meaning of it. Figuratively, they're on the water, meaning that they're right there on the beach. They're right there on the windows are freaking huge.
Yep.
And so we got they're on both. Arch Cape is not that big. They're probably within like 5-minute drive of each other.
Yep.
But the one on the north side, where the ladies will actually be able to sleep, but we'll be doing most of our hosting.
Sorry, gentlemen, you lost out.
Ours is freaking sick.
It's sick, yeah.
Oh my God.
The ladies is better.
The one on the north side where we'll be doing most of the educating is like...
Man, it is amazing.
You don't know what I had to do to get it. I had to ask.
Tell them, Kyle.
I had to go on Airbnb and
we had to pay.
I had to pay money.
Yeah.
So
yeah, really though, it's gonna be actually amazing. And Oregon is just one of those places. If you have not been, especially like the Arch Cape, Manzanita, where we were at, it is one of the craziest things. Like you'll be driving and you feel like you're in a northern Arizona kind of thing. It feels like you're in the forest, or maybe like, Washington. Like imagine where the Twilight movies were filmed, right? Like foresty, and then you go like half a mile to the coast, and it's like you're in LA, right? Like you're in San Clemente or something. So
yeah,
and it's going to be amazing weather. We're going to do some cold plunges. We're going to do some workout stuff.
It's November, really fun, so it's going to be a little bit chillier. But I think we're the kind of guys, maybe meatheads a little bit, like cold plunge, and just like get out there and just like it's colder, so it's better, right? And I think you will feel very well, like you deserved the dopamine that you get from getting in the nice cold water as a group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
we'll just
out.
bond together, Skin will get a little tight, and it's going to be awesome.
The bonfires are going to be that much better.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to cuddle. a little bit tighter.
Yep. And John will be there.
John. Oh, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Cuddling with John.
Yep. Just wait.
Just wait.
So go ahead and check that out. The school community, theweddingcrashers.co.
There you go.
And you'll click the tab for the school community. Go join. We will let you in. Be a part of just a good community. Anyway, it's going to be a really cool thing for you to do anyway. But you will be entered to win the giveaway for one free ticket, which is super exciting stuff. So piggybacking.
I love piggybacking.
Piggybacking off of last week's episode, which I thought was a really good conversation about having a growth mindset moving forward, and just being willing to grow and all of that stuff. We wanted to talk a little bit about we heard something on a podcast recently, more or less, where they were saying do what you can to stand out and to not look like everybody else. And I want to get your take on this, Kyle.
Oh, no.
If I was to say, let's say I'm year one wedding video, I come to you and I'm like, what can I do to stand out in my wedding films or teasers, social media? What can I do as a brand new videographer? What can I do to stand out?
It's hard because that's such a broad question. So what can you do to what can you do to stand out as a videographer? Now, are we talking about like from a technical aspect, from a creative aspect? Are we talking about from a marketing aspect, or just in online?
Let's just continue with the scenario.
Okay.
I'm a brand new videographer. I have no idea what any of that means. I'm just thinking, I just want to stand out, right? I just want to stand out, Kyle. What do I do?
What do you do? What do you do? What do you know?
So what do you know? It's a hard question.
That's a really tough question because
question.
It's a loaded question, and so it's like I don't even know where to begin to answer it. And so I think what comes to mind at first is like, okay, you must be asking, how do I stand out creatively? So like, what different things can you try that hasn't been maybe necessarily seen before? If it has been seen before, maybe you can introduce it to an audience that isn't necessarily accustomed to it when it comes to the wedding world specifically. So if I were to try to condense it all into something finite and something that I could say within a few minutes, I would hope that these people are inspired by someone, whether it be in the wedding world or not. Whether it be people that are videographers that just make cool content by traveling to a cool location and just like for the sake of making the awesome content with these cool gear and lenses, and their thing is like just visuals, or you're inspired by a musician that makes like this amazing music, and you know that you could see yourself making a video to it, but it hasn't really been done in the wedding world. I think take whatever you're inspired by, regardless of where they come from, and turn that into and put that into the wedding film. Now, you're speaking of wedding videographer, right?
Yeah,
of course. But that's from a fundamental level what I've always tried to do where this person doesn't make wedding videos, but I want to make a wedding video in this genre because I love that genre. I would love to see it in the wedding world. So that's what I would say to them.
Okay.
Basically. What would you say to them, Cameron?
I don't know. I didn't really have an answer before I asked the question.
Was my answer good?
Yeah. I mean, I like you said, like it's a really loaded question because you can stand out in a lot of ways, right? Like some people will say, like, oh, how do you stand out as a wedding videographer? Like if I could look back at my year one Cameron, I'd say, hey, Cameron, standing out at the wedding is not being authentically true to yourself and showing up in black jeans and a backwards hat. That's not standing. You're standing out in a terrible way. Right? You're standing out like a sore thumb.
Stand out by coming to the wedding well dressed.
Yeah.
Come out to the wedding and being a voice on the wedding day. Sure. I think all of us brand new to wedding videography
I'm a fly on the wall.
I'm fly on the wall because number one, we are afforded that privilege because we're videographers. But it's so easy to stand out if you're there and you make a statement that you're there and you're like, hey, good to meet you. I'm Kyle. I'm the videographer. Who is everyone? Can I get all? And without being overbearing, obviously. But that's a really simple way to stand out because most people don't have to do it.
Totally.
So they won't do it.
Yeah. Standing out on the wedding day by, treating the planner like an actual person and saying, hi, and how can you help?
And I love you. Or, no.
Yeah.
Not I love you.
Things like that, I mean, along those lines, at least.
You can play with that.
Yeah, do with that with what you'd like. But there's a lot of different ways to stand out. Let's talk about standing out in wedding films, because I think that's what a lot of people will probably
think about.
Yeah, that's initially what you think about, and then maybe we can end with standing out in ways that people don't think about.
Ooh.
Because personally, I think that does more for you than the latter, right? Being present on a wedding day and making connections and contacts and doing a good job and providing a good service, a good experience is way more important than delivering an A+ film versus an A- film.
Yeah.
Right. So not that your content doesn't matter, because it absolutely does. It has to be amazing. It has to be high level. But I think those other things are a little bit more important, that you should probably work to stand out in those ways and not just creatively. But let's start creatively, and we'll end with the things that are a little bit less sexy to talk about. So standing out, right?
Yeah, less sensual.
So, right, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. So as far as standing out creatively, I have a question.
Oh no.
Another question. You're gonna love this one. I know you loved the last one.
I did like it. It just took me a minute. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's say you're wanting to stand out, or let's just go back to the initial scenario. I come to you, I say, I want to stand out. Kyle, I want to go viral. I just want to put something out there that's going to, what can I do? What can I go viral with? Or how can I, what's the next trend? How can I jump on this before everybody else is doing it, and I'm just going to be a voice in the crowd? So what do I do?
How do you go viral?
What would you say? Yeah, or what would you say to me if I said, I want to go viral? What would you even say to me? Imagine one of our mentees comes to us and they say, guys, I want to go viral. I have a specific thing in mind that I would probably say, but I'd love to hear your thought.
Okay, I'm going to speak for a while now on my thoughts on this.
Okay.
It's hard because I think from the very first episode we've always said we're never going to speak in absolutes, because there's so much gray area and there's so much nuance in everything. Sure. So everyone, I think going viral is a fun thing. Sure. And I think I believe that if you do go viral and it's getting a lot of eyes on you, that can only be for a benefit in some way, shape, or form. Whether it translates to clientele or whatever, we can have a further conversation on that. But as someone who's been probably trying harder than most by giving up dignity and going out in the street and talking to people on the street and making a fool of myself, who's done everything that I could have done to go quote unquote viral. Yeah. And again, that's just not the secret sauce for it. Whatever it may be, I've never gone viral for really anything, and so that wouldn't be necessarily the angle that I would choose as a business owner. And not to say that if I did go viral one day, it'd be super fun. I would totally embrace it. I'm not going to be the person that says, don't try to go viral ever. Yeah. I would say absolutely. If there's a wedding that that there's a certain moment's going to happen, or there's this clip that you got and you're like, oh my gosh, if I posted that clip, that'd absolutely go viral, post it. Absolutely. Sure. That's never been my case, but I'd also want to be an encouraging voice for those that have tried and never have done it, because in no way, at least in my opinion, and things have been okay the past 4 or 5 years, in no way has me never going viral, despite doing certain things that I would think would go viral, has that affected negatively my business from year in and year out. Yeah. There's been trust been built, and there's been clients that have found me. So I don't necessarily know what you have to do to go viral. And so I'd probably be the wrong person to ask, how do I go viral? I don't know. I've never gone viral. And I think the next thing that people would tell me is but you're a relatively popular wedding videographer. It's and that's been without a single day of virality. Yeah. I think people locally, and I'll speak to Arizona, know me and know my work, and they maybe have a very strong feeling of what it is that I do. Yeah. But I'm
so glad you're saying this
that confidence in me never came with virality. Right. It just came with consistency. Yes. And sometimes it can be, one of those videos might one day, and I'd have tons of fun with it.
Yeah, totally.
I just have never experienced that myself.
Yeah. So I'm really glad you ended with that, because I think that's the spirit of what I think that we would probably say if somebody actually asked us that, right? Guys, I want to go viral. What do I do? First and foremost, I'd say I would love if you went viral, because like you said, like give me a pros and cons list of going viral. You could give a few pros, but not really any cons to going viral. Like it's not really going to hurt you unless you're going viral for very bad things. But assuming that's not the case,
assuming we're talking about the good kind of viral,
yes, like then yes, like it can't hurt you. Now, with that being said, of all of the things that you could focus your efforts on, I think going viral is probably one of the lowest things on the totem pole, right? And I've tried a lot of different things. I've the amount of times that I've posted a video and I'm like, this is the one. If it's not the one, then I don't know what virality is, right? Yeah. And then I post it and then it's like my normal 100 likes, 5-10 comments, a few shares, and then that's it, right? It's just my normal post, right? Now, what I would say to this person is I would share with them some of my experiences and some of your experiences. The reason that people know you, right, and the reason that people know me in my circles of the wedding world and in your circles of the wedding world are because we are consistent in putting ourselves out on the internet, okay, whether for silly reasons, serious reasons. You're humanizing yourself by sharing a little bit about what you believe in, whether that's your family, your workouts, your dogs, your vacations, whatever it is, right? Yeah. There's a certain amount of virality that needs to be had with the people that actually care about you.
Sure.
Because virality is a bunch of people that will see you. But that doesn't mean, like, even if they followed you, right? Like, let's say your video that you post that you're trying to go viral with, let's say it gets 2 million views, right? Okay. That would be considered viral, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
2 million views. Great. Of those 2 million, maybe you got 1,000 followers, 1,000 new followers. Maybe the thing that you went viral with was like a funny little sketch, right?
Yeah.
And 1,000 people thought it was really funny. But of those 1,000 people that followed you, like 10 of them are actually in the class of people that would actually might book you for their wedding. That means you have 10 people out of 2 million to convert in order for that virality to do absolutely anything for you.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Period. So your chances of converting like if you're trying to go viral with something that's actually going to help you, right?
Yeah.
I think that John does a really good job. John Bunn does a really good job talking about this. Like, it's okay to have a viral piece of content, but the general, like, if someone said, "What can I do to go viral?" I'd say, just focus on talking to who actually care about you.
Yeah.
Talk to the people that are booking you.
Yeah.
Talk to the people that you want to film weddings for. Once they get to know you, you'll have consistent people commenting on your videos. You'll have consistent people sharing your videos. When you put up stories on social media, they're going to respond to your stories. They're going to talk to you. Yeah.
You get your little pool of fans.
Yeah. And that to me is 1 million. Do you know how many people have messaged me over the years, said, "Hey, by the way, we just watched our wedding video. Absolutely loved it. My cousin or my friend is getting married. I sent him your name." That's happened so many times, not because I have 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 followers, but because I have a bunch of raving fans that love me and love what I do for work.
Yeah.
And that does not come because I put out viral content.
You know what's funny? This reminds me of something where, and again, I get on this podcast and I'm not trying to hype myself up too much. I would literally hope that my experience resonates with other people and other wedding videographers in the country, where I don't have more than 10,000 followers. Like, I don't have more than, if I'm collaborating with someone, it's like a couple hundred likes on a video, but that's for them really. If it's my own video, it's not going to get crazy engagement. It might get a lot of shares and whatever, but nothing viral by any means. But it's funny how many people I talk to, whether it be clients that booked me like a little while back that are looking forward to have me for their wedding day that's coming up, or just friends in general. Even people that are not in the wedding industry, like friends from high school, will say, "Man, you've really blown up lately." But on paper, what is there to prove that fact? It's not. I don't have a ton of followers. I don't have a ton of likes on anything. I'm
You've
consistent.
Technically never gone viral.
I've never ever once have gone viral for anything. But it's consistently, like, my friends would be like, "You've really blown up. You've really blown up. Oh my gosh, I'm really glad that you've found so much success lately." It's like so obvious in their heads, but not. So I'm really, really curious on like what it is that they're saying and kind of ingesting in terms of what I'm doing, because there's like and I say this word quite a bit, but there's almost like a romanticized view of like who I am and what my business is. And I think it's just because of this, maybe it's what John Bond was talking about, this loyalty to the brand and me.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah. And there's an ROI with everything that you do, right? Mm-hmm. Like the return on investment of virality could be good, but maybe like it's up in the air. If you go viral for the right reason and you're speaking to the exact right people, yes, like it could be great, right? But the ROI on, you know, like if you were to say 100,000 followers that you have on Instagram, right? And that equated to X amount of dollars versus maybe 5,000 followers that are absolutely just like big fans of what you do. Mm-hmm. You'll make so much more money from those 5,000 followers than you ever would have with 100,000 followers. Yeah. If your messaging and if your content and your strategy moving forward is not dialed in, right?
Sure.
If you had 100,000 followers and they all loved you, that's amazing. That's really amazing. This isn't like I don't believe that if you have more than 10,000 followers that you just, got there by accident.
It's the same philosophy that I would say last week. I think someone that built up 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 followers didn't do so by accident. Right. I think they built some amazing stuff to get there. Yeah,
absolutely. And I just think that there's this huge, like in the age that we live in right now, I mean, it's 2025. Social views, it's the new currency, right? You could have next to no money in your bank account, but if you are Instagram famous for any reason, you're like almost okay. You're like almost chilling, right? Like that's kind of the mindset that we have as like our current day and age. And so I just think that, in the world that we live in right now, it would be so much more beneficial to us rather than deciding, okay, I'm going to go viral with this. Instead being like, what can I do to really talk to the people that I want to film with or film for?
Yeah.
How can I talk to those planners? Like, how can I get them to know who I am and to feel my heart and to know my brand? Like, how can I further that connection, that relationship? How can I post something that is going to get 5, 6, 7 people to reply to my story?
Yeah.
Right? Because those are the things that you can continue those relationships. You can continue the connection, and that is significantly better, in my opinion, than just going viral.
It's funny. I think that's a really great take on it. I think that it's a balanced take too. It's funny, me kind of deviating a little bit from that point where no virality, but I think kind of like a loyalty to me, to my personality and to the brand. There's like 2 points here. There's like 2 points I want to make. One where it becomes a little bit more difficult because I also want to be really honest with my clients and who wants to hire me, because a lot of times they're hiring me for me. Now, I can guarantee the same quality product regardless of who I might send out to a wedding, whether it be you or someone that I really trust. I'd like to say there's a fairly deep roster after 10 years of doing this of people that I can send out as representatives of Huestis Film Co. And then me as the creative head, I'll create the product that you would have thought that I would have made. But there's a level of honesty to the fact that if someone wants to book someone else, if I'm not available and I want to offer something like that I have to say, hey, it's not going to be me, and that's okay. But I totally understand if you want to go a different direction because it's not me. And sometimes that puts a damper on it for them. Mm-hmm. So there's like this double-edged sword of I've made this brand very much reflect me, and I know that you love me.
Yeah.
But it just depends on what you prioritize. Do you prioritize me being a part of the wedding day, or do you prioritize the end product?
Sure.
And it goes either way. Sometimes they'll book associates and they're totally fine. And it's like, if it's not you, then that's okay. I'm like, okay, that's totally fine. There are other people. These people actually own their own businesses, and I can recommend them as well.
Yeah.
And number 2 is it's really fun when I am available, because the clientele that I'm cultivating now, again, without a speck of virality, but I think with a level of loyalty, and maybe just like these clients that are reflecting more and more reflecting me.
Yeah.
I'm getting, and I'm not a good looking person, but I'm getting silly, beautiful people. And it's really fun.
Yeah.
Like there's this one bride that I'm going to film soon. And she's just gorgeous, and everyone's gorgeous, right? But she's just like this model basically.
Yeah.
And she's so silly.
Yeah.
She's always making the silliest content on TikTok, and it only
it's so funny that you say that.
It's only because like you wouldn't think that of like maybe like it's easy to take yourself seriously, and if you're a model, it's fine.
Yeah.
But there have been like a handful of silly, beautiful people that want Huestis Film Co.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that speaks a lot to like they know who you are and they feel a certain level of like comfortability with you, right? Mm-hmm. If you remember that wedding that we did at McCormick, I show up right before first look is about to happen. And I was second shooting for Kyle. I didn't give a lot of context. I was second shooting for Kyle. I show up probably like 15 minutes early. I walk over, and as I'm walking over to where you were at, you were filming with the bride. And I don't know, I think it was her dad, right? Or
yeah.
Maybe the groom soon. I'm walking up, and I'm like, what's up? And, you know, Kyle gives me this thing, and the bride turns around, and she sees me, and she's like, hi. And then Kyle was like, oh, this is Cameron. He's learning.
Yeah, and
I was like, what the
and she's
heck?
like, and she totally bought it. She's like, hi, Cameron, who's learning.
Yeah, and it was so silly. And for a second, I was like, wait, this is like a serious wedding. Also, like, this is a gorgeous couple at a really great location. Yeah. Like, this was a really good wedding.
It was funny to think that if I really brought someone that was learning, she was totally okay with it. And then I quickly...
Which is a total different conversation, and we could totally go down that route. But the point being, like you were able to be yourself in that moment. You're joking, you're laughing, and you made this funny thing. And I'm over here like, Kyle, why are you... Don't make yourself look bad when in reality you weren't making yourself look bad. You were just continuing on the level of trust that she had with you.
And we corrected like, no, I'm just kidding, he's not learning. She's like, oh, okay, like no, he's actually one of the best to ever do it. She's like, really?
And then he was like, no, not at all.
I'm like, no,
he is learning. But it was just one of those things where I'm like, it just another little like a little testament, like, okay, there are actual people they're beautiful people throwing beautiful weddings with really cool budgets. And those people were like, they were very serious people, like doctor, nurse, right? Like that was the couple. Mm-hmm. They are like about as serious like as you could take yourself. They are that, but they're also silly and they're really fun. And they came to you and they trusted you because of some of the brand that you put out.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean for anybody out there listening, like if you're not a big fan of like putting yourself out there, or you know, if you're not like a silly, funny person, like if that's not your vibe, like that's not a problem. Like you will attract the people that you want to attract. But I think that, you know, not to beat this too hard, but like, I just think that there's so much power in people knowing who you actually are and being comfortable with it, and not just like being comfortable with it and okay with it, but wanting that. Like they want that presence on their wedding day, whether you're super cool, calm, collected, confident, and just a strong presence. Maybe you're not funny at all. That's fine. Maybe that's what they want.
I'm sure I've turned
Maybe they just want someone that's going to show up and look really professional.
Yeah, you're just building your clientele. Right. So I happen to really enjoy my clientele now.
Yeah.
But I look at my analytics. There are plenty of people that go on my website and maybe take a look, or my Instagram, and then never inquire because this might totally turn them off, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Really, if this was a matter of me getting what I can and just like trying to net as much as I possibly could, yeah, I might need to change some things, but I love that the people that are filtering through now
totally
are kind of just good to go, you know.
Totally. Just as a little, if you want to, just as like a little piece of added value, there's a website called Full Story. You can go on there. It's absolutely free. You don't have to pay for the subscription or anything like that. It's called Full Story, FULL Story. You put in all of your information, you put in your website, and they will actually take a video of every single web user that goes to your website. And so basically what you'll do is you'll connect your account on your website, and then you will be able to watch people. Like if you had 10 visits on your website in one day, you could watch every single one of those visits. And you can watch the video of their mouse, right? So you can see where they're clicking.
It's like their screen view.
Exactly. And you can see where they scroll to, how long they're on each page, right?
I understood that totally different at first. Yeah. Like, we're going to access their webcam.
You see the camera and you see their whole lives. So you see the screen recording of what they're doing on your website, which is a very powerful tool. If you find yourself in, you know, and this is a whole different conversation, and I don't really want to go off on this tangent, but just for those of you out there, like you might have a page that's dedicated to you, right? Your about page, right? If people are spending 10 seconds on there or not at all, like you should probably do a little bit more on the front end, whether that's on Instagram or TikTok or wherever you advertise yourself, to get them to learn a little bit about you, or to be interesting, or to be confident or strong or cool, calm, and collected, or whatever it is that you are as a wedding professional. Do a good job so that people spend more time on the About page. There's a lot of things that you could do with that, and there's a lot of avenues that you could take that, but just wanted to drop that out there.
That's Cameron's business brain going.
Business, as Kevin would say. Okay, so as far as we discussed going viral versus just being loyal to the people that are actually following you. What would you say if let's say I have loyal followers and I find myself looking at my own company and I'm like, I feel like I'm just kind of blending in at the moment. I understand where I'm at. I'm like, okay, because like this is the kind of where I find myself probably every few months. I'm like, I love what I'm doing. I like the work that I'm doing. I'm not trying to go viral, but I do want to stand out a little bit. How do I stand out amongst so many other very, very talented wedding videographers? Like, let's just take Arizona, for example. There's a lot of really talented wedding videographers in Arizona. If someone's like, how am I supposed to stand out without being too trendy or, trying to chase an algorithm, what would be your best piece of advice for them?
Trying to stand out without being trendy.
Just dropping bombs of questions right now.
But the thing is, you keep putting me on the spot. Wait, that's how you know the podcast is genuine, because I have not been briefed. But I honestly would go back to, how do you stand out without following it? Now, I guess I'm one to talk because I never tried to like do any specific trend. There was like a few where it came to, what were they? Like da 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 da. Do you remember that one?
Yes,
and so
unfortunately,
that was a trend. And then another trend was like clip in, like someone kicking a water bottle or like throwing a box at someone. Like, oh, you thought that box was going to hit me, did you?
Oh yeah.
To me, I don't enjoy it. Sure. Like, there's a disc personally, right? I feel like that's very, in a weird kind of meta ironic way, corporate, even though that's trying to be anti-corporate.
Sure.
So I'll go back to exactly what I just said. I'm inspired by these other filmmakers that are not in wedding film specifically, and then just like doing what they do, but putting my content at the forefront of that with those styles and those things that I personally enjoy. So maybe I'm answering my own question. Because I continue to like pick non-trending songs and non-trending formats and non-trending templates, the virality is never going to come, and I have to live with that, and that's okay because I really love these things. They stand out to the people that are important to me because I really like them. So it just depends on what your definition of standing out is. Like, standing out because you went super viral, standing out because you did the super trend really well, standing out because or standing out because you made this thing that you loved. Now, do you have to take it on the chin a little bit? Because, for example, even yesterday I made something that I loved, right? And it was like this cool carousel of all these different clips from that music video that I made a while ago, but I just edited them a little bit different. I put them like in a carousel type of post, just my favorite clips from there. And I put this this great black and white that I love because I've been really into it. And I think it resonates with the same people that's always has resonated with. And so it's in my pool of fans' minds, this stands out because I haven't seen other people do it like this. Yeah. And it very well might not stand out to other people that are also fans of those things that like, oh, I've seen this done before, or I'm also a fan of this person's style of work. So it's a hard, nuanced response. Yeah. I don't have a good specific answer. If I were to put like it's really hard for me to just say make something really good and it'll stand out.
Do some work.
Right? Because in essence that's true too. Like the people that I look up to, people that don't know wedding film or people that don't know film in general or people that aren't even that creative, like they're just go online casually, they could all admit that it's just good what it is that they're making. Yeah. Why it's good? Well, maybe I can articulate it, but that stands out because of, I can tell it's like colors and ways of moving and different ways of shooting it and the angles of it and the way that you did your frame rates and the way that you did your lighting and the way that it rotated around. And I can go on and on and on and on why it was good and why it stands out, because yeah, it's just this umbrella term. It's just good. I just like looking at it. It tickles my subconscious of what it is to be visually and what's the word for hearing? Visually and audibly pleasing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my answer.
Okay, well, you heard it here first. Just be good. That's it.
Just be good.
Thanks for listening to the episode. Yeah, I think it's funny because we have Carmela and Jacob always joke with me about how I don't like meta glasses, and Carmela has meta glasses. And I had this take on it because I'm very anti-trend. Like when I see too many people jumping on the same trend, it makes me feel like you saw it, you thought that was really cool what they did, and then you just stole it, right? So initially with the meta glasses, I thought, you know what, like I feel like everybody's getting a pair of meta glasses now. You know, like we've seen the shots down the aisle, right? Like I get it, right? Like so many people have that now. Now I did, after thinking about it, you can use that for a lot of like what we are talking about, like. Because Jacob was like, well, what about the content for your stories? Like, how much content could you put on your stories to help your current fan base, right? And I'm like, that's a good point. So in terms of being trendy, like, how do you stand out? Well, don't post use your meta glasses. Be like everybody else. Use the meta glasses. Maybe just don't post the video of the bride walking down the aisle, because like, who cares about that anyway? But like, maybe there's a funny moment on the wedding day, or maybe you're really good at posing or prompting, or maybe you're really just cool, calm, and collected when you're getting the groom set up for the first look, or any number of things, and utilize the meta glasses in your own way, stand out in your own way, right? Yeah. And so, I just think it's one of those things. If you are seeing yourself trying to follow a trend, you're going maybe you'll go viral on the one trend that everybody else is doing. Chances are probably not, because if you're seeing it, it's already gone viral. Yeah. But, you're going to be just like everybody else.
Exactly. I think you have to use, like you're saying, like, I that's probably why I just wouldn't jump on it, because like a specific trend, because it's just not my personality. Yeah. I think my whole life I've always tried to be different. And this goes maybe to like my whole way of being, but I'm not doing it I'm not following the trend to make a statement. That's just my personality. Yeah. So it's like, for example, the meta glasses, I'd probably get them, but to make something that's like not the same as a bunch of other people, what I've seen before, I don't want it to fall in line with what other people are making. So I'd use it as a tool to maybe I'd like throw it in the air and let it record. Yeah. I don't know what I would do with them. Sure. I'd like to get them because there might be some funny things that I say, or my directing style would be pretty unique. And that'd be a fun thing to kind of showcase. But yeah, I think it all just kind of comes down to your whole, like your personality is your way of marketing. So my personality is to not do what everyone else is doing. And I don't know, for good or for bad. I guess for bad, for virality may never come my way. Like the one thing that I thought would go viral in essence was that whole production that I did, because there was so much work that it went into it. Yeah. And it didn't, but like it had everyone that I knew, planner, photographer, other videographer, vendors, they all liked and shared it, which is that's really valuable within my community.
Yeah. I think that something that I think is interesting, if you were to go on ChatGPT and you just have a conversation, every now and then chat will be like, well, let me know if you want to do X, Y, and Z with our conversation that we just had. Like I had a conversation with chat about, my content and like all of the things that I'm posting and my captions and all of that stuff. And then at the end it said, let me know if you'd like ideas on, how to get more views, or I don't remember exactly what it said, but in essence, let me know if you'd like ideas on how to go viral. Right. And I remember thinking, first off, chat's not a creator. It's a prompt, like you prompt it, and it is based off of information or things that are already in the world. Yeah. There's no creation with chat. So this Chat GPT is telling me, let me know if you'd like me to tell you how to go viral, even though it has absolutely no idea how to go viral next, because it doesn't know that yet. Yeah. Right? Exactly. Which I think is it's so insightful. Like you just don't know what's coming around the corner. Maybe what you do that's true to your fan base, true to your couples, true to your clients, will be the thing that turns the corner for everybody else to see.
Right.
I think that's where most viral content stems from, is something that was just happening anyway, and then other people gravitate towards it, right? And, you know, I'm sure you could go viral for a lot of reasons, but I just think it's one of those things. If you chase the virality, you're probably not going to find it.
I wanted to point out one thing that you said to me that was important, because I want to. I'm breathing hard. Hold on.
Tell the people where you've been.
I just went to go help my wife. This is life, dude. This is life.
Yes.
I had the car seat in my car, and my wife came to the office for me to give it to her. And yeah, I had to go out there real fast because the children were being unhinged, and she needs to take them out of the house. But virality, I think if you do go viral and it does convert to lots of clients, lots of eyes, lots of actual paying customers, by all means, do your best to take advantage of that, your newfound following, and recreate that as much as possible as far as a good business strategy goes.
Totally.
I think a lot of people can relate to, many people can relate to the fact that they've gone viral, didn't convert to very much because it was this kind of unique moment that might not happen again or hasn't happened again since then. And the followers might have been kind of random from where they came from and all that, and didn't convert to much. So again, I think that's a lot of fun, but as far as chasing that again for the sake of chasing it, not the best business strategy if it did not convert to anything.
Yeah, and I shared this on our mastermind, so if you were in our mastermind group, you'll hear it again. But I thought this was the most insightful thing that I heard in so long. Mr. Beast was on a podcast. If you don't know who Mr. Beast is, I don't really know what to tell you. I think everybody knows who Mr. Beast is, but Mr. Beast was on a podcast, and they were asking him about his content schedule and what videos were coming out. And last year, Mr. Beast's most viral, most popular videos were the $1 versus, $500 million experiences, right? Whether it was like $1 plane ticket versus $1 million plane ticket, or $1 Uber ride versus $10,000 Uber ride, right? Like the stark contrast, one versus very expensive, right? That's the idea of this video. It performed very well for Mr. Beast. If you look at any of the views, and you go to the channel right now, you can see that the views and the comments, the subscriptions that come from those videos performed so much better than any of his other videos. And when the podcaster was asking Mr. Beast about his content schedule, like, what can we expect next year from you? Like, I'm assuming you're doing more of the 1 versus 1 millions. And he's like, no, we don't have any. We don't have any of those videos coming out. And the guy was like shocked. He's like, what are you talking? Like, why wouldn't you do that? And he's like, well, here's the thing. Like, that was a really good idea that we had. It was a really good creative idea that we had. And, we did it. Over the last 2 years, they had 8 or 12 or something like that videos of that exact same style, right? That creative idea that they had, they recreated it 8, 10, 12 times. And now he's like, we're done, even though it performs the absolute best, right? And his answer to the podcast when he's like, why are you doing that? Why wouldn't you continue to do what, one, makes you the most amount of money and gets you the most amount of views and subscribers? And he's like, well, it's because anybody can do that. And we've already done it, and I'm not trying to burn people out of this. And then he gave an answer that was like, I just want to be like, we have so many creative ideas. If we did that, that's going to take away from
the stuff,
our ability to put out new stuff. And Mr. Beast is, think what you like of Mr. Beast. His content is basically for 12-year-olds. Like, it's just very silly stuff.
I'm still entertained.
Yeah, totally. I just mean in terms of value you get from him, you don't get very good value. It's just entertainment. But he has a creative brain and a business brain unlike any that I've ever seen.
It's funny because his dedication, if you study the stuff of him just like behind the scenes or the podcast for long enough, you realize that he takes his own mind like almost for granted, where he thinks what's happening is totally normal. So he'll have like this huge warehouse, and people ask him like, okay, these are where the videos are made? And he's like, yeah, this is also like where I live. I'm like, you live at the warehouse where you make all the videos? He's like, yeah, where else would I be? Like, he takes him being kind of like this crazy businessman and crazy creative person. It's like, why would I? Then I can't make as many videos, and I can't keep doing all these things. My room's right here. It's right next to all these studio spaces. Yeah, and to us, to the normal mind, it's just like,
this is an insane.
We'd probably just want to go home.
Yeah,
and he's just like, this makes I don't understand what the problem is here.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so to tie this back into our conversation about being viral or not being viral, right? Like Mr. Beast toes this line of like, yeah, of course he's trying to make viral videos. He's a YouTuber. That's his thing, right? But even though he found the quote unquote key to virality, he's not going to do it anymore because there's a certain value that comes from pushing the needle creatively.
Yeah.
He is not following trends. He is the trend setter.
Right.
He is the leader in that group, right?
Yeah.
In wedding films, it's the exact, every industry is this way.
Gotcha.
Every industry is this way. In our industry of wedding films, go ahead, jump on the trend. You'll be one of a million of us.
Yeah.
If you'd like to create raving fans and have really amazing couples that love you and know you on the wedding day, if you want to try to go viral, that's fine. Do it in your own way, and true to those people that are you're actually serving, and be a trendsetter rather than a trend chaser.
Wow.
That's what I.
That was good.
That's pretty deep.
That was deep.
Thanks, Mr. Beast, for inspiring me.
I'm gonna give you a hug after this.
No, you're not.
Well, cool.
Yeah, this was
that was a good one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it at the end of every episode,
it was a good one.
Regardless of what I think on the inside, but I do think that was a great one.
Yes, and if you didn't listen to the beginning of the podcast, I did tell you that I would remind you, go ahead and join the school community. It's absolutely free. You can go there, school.com. That's SKOOL.com/weddingcrashers, or you can go to our website, which is theweddingcrashers.co. We have a page dedicated to our school community. It is the new, and speaking of trendsetters, we're setting our own trend.
What do we do?
Everybody else would just make a Facebook group, but we are not.
We are not
putting out a Facebook group.
We're going to school.
We're going to school, y'all. It's SKOOL.com/weddingcrashers. Join the community. It is free. I cannot say that enough. It is free.
It's free.
If you join and if you make a post that says, hey, I'm so-and-so, this is my business, I've been in business for this amount of time, and you post it, you'll be entered to win our giveaway, which is one free ticket to the Crash Out Tour, which is our Oregon retreat, November 17th through the 20th, with speakers John Bunn from the How to Film Weddings podcast and
Cameron.
the Shifting Focus podcast, and also Boomer Bait from Multiply Sound. They will both be there. Multiple style shoots, multiple locations.
Cameron will be there too.
A great time. Yeah, I'll be there. And Mr. Beast will be there in spirit. So join us.
You won't even be there in spirit.
No. Join us. Seriously. Join the community and enter to win the giveaway to our one free ticket. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I just want to say...
speech.
I just want to say... This is the part where you come in and say you don't have to say anything.
Yeah. Oh, right. You don't have to say anything.
Oh,
guys,
thank goodness.
You're talking about real life. This is a real look into what it's like here in this office.
You know, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yep, I know what you mean. Thank you guys.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, for tuning in. We know it's no small task to listen to a long podcast, but thanks for being a part of it. And you know, we appreciate you.
Catch you on the flippity flip
and your earballs. All right.
Till next week.
We'll see you.
I love you. Bye.
Bye. Oh, you gotta say the thing. You gotta tell them to say
it back.